Okay, so now we're going to look at the back of our notes 1-1. We're going to be looking at unit conversions. So on these word problems, I would like for you to underline what's given and then circle what you're trying to find. So it says on number 5, you worked 4 hours and earned $36. Okay, what is your earning rate? So you're trying to figure out how much they're earning per hour. Okay, so pretty simple. You're going to take the $36 and you're going to divide it by the 4 hours to figure out how much they're making per hour. So $36 divided by the 4 hours, which would give you $9 per hour. You can either write your answer in words here or $9 for every hour. So I will accept both. Okay, so looking at number 6, you travel for 2.5 hours at 50 miles per hour. How far did you go? So you're trying to find how the miles on this example. Okay. From here on out, I would like for you to start setting these up as ratios, because when you get to the larger problems, you're going to need to do that in order to figure out what you exactly need to do. Okay, so anytime that you see the word per, that means that you can divide it by whatever it says after that per. Okay, so like up here, I said $9 per hour for the answer, and I changed it to $9 divided by the hour, which is the same thing as the per. Okay, so that's how I would like for you to set it up. So we're going to start out with 2.5 hours, and then I want you to set up a ratio here, which is a fraction. 60 miles, make sure you label it, per hour, which means for every 1 hour. So I would like for you to set that up as a fraction there. So anytime you see the word per, it's wanting you to see how far you're going to go. So if you know that 1 hour you go 50 miles, you're trying to figure out how far you go in 2.5 hours, you're going to need to multiply those two together. So I will be multiplying these two together. Now, we talked about, on the front of the notes, we talked about fractions. When you're multiplying the tops, multiplying the bottoms. So notice here, these hours will cancel out. We talked about them reducing on the front. You can reduce diagonally. So those hours cancel, which means we're left with just miles, which we said at the beginning, that's what we were trying to find. So I'm going to be multiplying 2.5 times 50, which would give us 125 miles. Okay. So those first couple of examples were pretty simple, and now we're going to get into some that we're going to have to do a little more work on. Okay, so looking at number 7, you drive 45 miles per hour. So I just said every time that you see per, now I want you to set up a fraction or a ratio. What is your speed in feet per second? So you're going to have to change the miles to feet and the hours to seconds. So again, set up this as a ratio. So 45 miles per hour, so for every 1 hour. And then we're going to change this. So like right here, this pretty basic one, notice that the hours cancel, we were left with miles. Okay, so in order for the units to cancel out, you want them to be diagonally across from each other. Okay, so I'm going to start out, I'm going to go from hours to seconds. Doesn't matter which one you do first. Okay, so I'm going to go from hours to seconds. I'm going to be multiplying all of this together. Okay, so I'm going to set up my second ratio. So if hours is on the bottom and I'm wanting it to cancel out so that way we're in seconds, I'm going to put it on top. So we're going from hours to seconds. So I want you to label your units on your ratio, and that will help you with determining where your numbers need to go. Okay, so we have hours and seconds. We know that there's 3,600 seconds in an hour. So 3,600 would need to go on the bottom, which is on top. Okay, so notice that the hours cancel there. We're left with seconds on the bottom, which is what we're wanting for our answer. We're not done yet, because we want to go from miles to feet. So now I'm going to still be multiplying and setting up another ratio. So if I wanted to cancel out the miles, it would need to go on the bottom. And we're going from miles to feet. Okay, so if you look at your formula chart, there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So, since feet's on top, that's where the 5,280 needs to go for every 1 mile, which is on the bottom. All right, so now notice that hours cancel here, miles will cancel here, so your units on top will be feet, units on bottom will be seconds, which is what it says, feet per second. So now we're just multiplying fractions. We're multiplying all the tops together, multiplying all the bottoms together, and then we can divide those two together. So 45 times 5,280 is what you would need to do, and then you are dividing it by 3,600, and you should get 66. And you're labeling it, so feet per second. Again, you can write that out or write your ratio here. So 66 feet per second. Okay, let's take a look at 8. Now we're going to have one step. Okay, so we're converting 132 miles to kilometers. Okay, so I'm starting with 132 miles. I want to go from miles to kilometers. I want you to set up a ratio. Okay, so I'm going to multiply it by a ratio. If we're wanting to get rid of the miles and we're wanting to our answer to be in kilometers, we would need to put the miles on the bottom for it to cancel out, and then the kilometers can go on top. Okay. All right. So if you look at your formula chart, we wrote on that today. There are 1.609 kilometers in 1 mile. Okay. So wherever your units are, kilometers, there's 1.609. That's what you would be checking for the units here. So notice that's all we have to do because the miles cancel. We have what we want our answer to be. So we're going to do 132 times 1.609. Let's approximate and round to the nearest hundredths place, which should give you 212.39 kilometers. Okay, and then the very last one, we're going to convert 253 kilometers, we're going to miles. Okay, so the opposite of what we were just doing on number 8. So this time we're given kilometers. Again, I want you to set up a ratio so that way you see where your units cancel. So if we want kilometers to cancel, it's going to need to go on the bottom, and we're changing that to miles. Now, I just told you that there's 1.609 kilometers in 1 mile. So where's kilometers? Kilometers is on the bottom, which means that's where your 1.609 needs to go for every 1 mile. So if you multiply these, you get 253, and then you're going to have to divide it by 1.609. So again, I want you to approximate round to the nearest hundredths place, which would give you 157.24. Again, label, so in miles.